Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fluorite by PESA Presents. So, fluorite is both an abundant mineral and one with a long and storied history in human culture. It's not only the state mineral of Illinois, but it's also one with a great diversity in color and structure, which makes it both popular to collectors but also very useful in industry. So, altogether, really, well, fluorite is CaF2, or this fellow right here. So for every atom of the calcium, you have two of the fluorine. This is because Ca has the 2 plus charge and the other one is a negative anion. So in order to get a net balanced charge, you need two of the one versus one of the other. So fluoride typically has that structure, isometric or cubic crystals, which means that each axis is 90 degrees from the other and they're also the same length. So yes, Virginia, though, there are octahedral fluorite. Now, while cubic crystals are again by far the most common structure for fluorite, they are not the only variety. MinDat, in fact, reports that there are 7 crystal forms of fluorite. But beware, quite a few people report seeing altered fluorite octahedron. So this structure, people basically will take ones that don't look as good or say damaged pieces, and they'll carve them to make them look more appealing for collectors or really people that just don't perhaps know any better. Now, sometimes these are marketed as fluorite diamonds. That's not true. The fluorite is not a diamond. There's no relationship between the two substances. It's just kind of a trade name. So when you see something like that, beware, and especially beware of any smooth surfaces. Like, not to call anybody out, because definitely thank you for all of those that put public domain images up there for pages like ours. But that specimen in the middle looks very sus to me. It's way too smooth and almost has a frosted look, like somebody was trying to polish it. So if you see a fluorite octahedron that looks like that, I would avoid buying it. Now, this is actually the structure of fluorite itself. Now, yes, this is up under magnification, but right there, you can see that it's not perfectly smooth. And while, yes, if you run your finger over a crystal of fluorite, sometimes it can feel very smooth, keep in mind that under a microscope, you have these little nooks and crannies like that. Now, we on our page are very, very grateful for and very honored to have a lot of wonderful readers and followers, some of which took of their time and their wonderful collections to send us some pictures. So starting off right here is from Ms. Teresa Veth with specimens from the New Paris Limestone Quarry in PA. Now, I did like a lot that most of the people that sent pictures sent them of purple fluorite, which is actually my favorite version. So thank you all for indirectly making me very, very happy. Now, here is a specimen from National Limestone Quarry submitted by Brittany's Minerals. And fluorite is what's known as a halide mineral, which means that it's a mineral having a dominant halide anion. Well, in this case at least, it can also be a possibly, well, a complex polyatomic anion, except not in the case of fluorite. So here you have another photo submitted as well by Chris Hefner. Here are some more specimens from National Limestone Quarry. But wait, there's Mo. Oh, there he goes. He's that excited to look at minerals. How excited is he? Well, I guess very excited. There he goes again. So now this is the Mohs scale of mineral hardness. For those that don't know, the fellow that was just racing past us, so excited to talk about minerals, was actually Moh himself. That was his last name, M-O-H. So he developed the scale from a 1 to 10, 1 being the least hard and 10 being the hardest, in terms of really what mineral can scratch the other one. So say 10 can scratch everything below, 5 can scratch everything from 1 to 4, and well, 4 is our friend fluorite. So fluorite can scratch everything that's beneath it, including calcite, which has a hardness of 3, in which I find people tend to mistake fluorite for and vice versa a little bit. So, fluorite is often found as a result of or in hydrothermal veins, especially on ones with a lot of late crystallizing lead and zinc minerals. Now, it's also found in igneous and metamorphic rocks, such as, say, granite, pegmatites, what have you, and sedimentary rocks as well. So, when it's found in all three major rock types, yeah, that explains in no small portion why it's so abundant. Fluorite reacts to H2SO4, which results in producing white fumes that do not smell very well, so I would not recommend doing that. And it is slightly soluble in not only hot hydrochloric acid, but also in water, so be careful how you clean your specimens. Now, fluorite itself was named in 1797 by Napione. Now, it's long been used as a flux, which is a substance used in bonding materials to increase their fluidity and purity in industry. Steel is a big one nowadays that's still used in. So fluorite is from the Latin fluor, which means to flow. And the element fluorine derives its name from fluorite in turn as well. And another phenomenon that derives its name from fluorite is your friend and mine, fluorescence. So, fluorescence was named in 1852 by George Gabriel Stokes. Back then, the mineral was called fluorospar. He's working with it, and he discovered that ultraviolet or UV light can excite electrons as certain minerals, which basically bumps them up, elevates them to a higher energy shell. Now, in time, when all of this wears off and then they start to go back down, this progressively falling back into the previous energy state causes visible light to be released. So fluorite usually fluoresces blue under long wave. Green, purple, red, white, and yellow can also be seen. Now, this difference in colors is caused by a couple of things. Mostly you're looking at mineral impurities or organic matter in the crystal lattice. And because of that, fluorite is very subject to that. So if you're trying to identify a certain mineral from like certain fluorite specimen really from a particular locality, you can't really do that based on fluorescence because specimens even from the same locality can fluoresce a slightly different depth or really a tone to the color than another specimen can. And just as an example of a variety of fluorite with fluorescence is chlorophyll. It's a variety that is purple red in actual color, like if you're holding it in your hand, it's like, oh, that looks purpley. But it is bright green, pretty much like an apple green, when it either fluoresces or experiences thermoluminescence, which is a phenomenon that fluorite has as well, where it is where a mineral emits colored light when it's heated. Now here is fluorescence in practice right there. You can see the blue down at the bottom. Now, some uses of fluorite. It's used as a major source of hydrogen fluoride via that reaction right there. Now, fluorite in industry is divided into three grades, basically purity that you use for different purposes. Metallurgical grade is the least pure, and that's used as one of our aforementioned fluxes for aluminum or steel. Ceramic grade is higher and is used in manufacturing. And acid grade fluorite, which is 97% or more, comprises 95% is what is used in the United States. Fluorite is also used in glass and optics, and of course, just because it's cool, as a collector's stone. Now, speaking of collectors, here are four of our friends with different specimens. Again, they're all purple, and you can see that some of these, well, they're from different areas. So these two at the corner are both from Middleburg in Pennsylvania, but then you look up here and pretty much a very similar value and tone to the purple from North Carolina and Kentucky. So totally different localities, but still fairly similar color, and I just think that's really neat. And to close this out, here are two other specimens from National Limestone Quarry submitted by Ms. Kayla O'Brien. So thank you very much, folks. Hope that enlightens you to a bit of the wonderful world of fluorite itself. Now go out there, have fun, and collect some minerals. Bye now.